Aspects of aging. They are not a particular disease, but it would be how you react to maybe a series of different medical situations that are compounding with time, and how you will respond to the people around you that are caring about you and caring about what's going on with you medically. It's not just being grumpy. That's not an aspect of aging, but the way that you decide to pre-plan for the times when you're not your best emotionally in the heat of a situation. And that aspect may be not grumpiness, but it just may be how you're feeling about something that is specific to the third of your life. On the last episode, I asked you to name the TV star from my childhood, which my children also watched that show. This person was portrayed by Tom Hanks in the movie A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. This TV star was famous for being able to look right into the camera and think about just that one person who needed to hear that they were important, that what was going on in his life could be something that would enrich their life. And that person was Mr. Rogers. It was Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and it was Fred Rogers. He was great at that. And that had to do with some of the aspects of aging that we talked about in the last episode. Today, it is too old to care for someone that young. Now, it's not because the person is young, and it isn't necessarily a problem to care about them or to provide some care for them, but that you, projecting yourself into your distant future, that you feel too old. You look around at your peers and they are not providing a home for someone who still needs to have their lunch packed for school. They are not necessarily doing babysitting all week long. They have not been called upon in a crisis, which could be temporary, it could be permanent, to start making decisions about who the new doctor is going to be, or what dress to choose, or what fantastic outfit someone wants to wear to their prom. So you're feeling too old to be doing that because maybe the people right around you are your age and they are not doing that. So that's something that can happen temporarily. It can be crisis born. It can be something that you've just walked into on purpose. You do not want those children to go into foster care, and you have decided, as long as I am able, I will provide care. So again, it's about your emotions and about your relationships. Obviously, there's going to be someone who is in your small circle, the ones that are closest to you, maybe have been part of your life for many years, who will disagree and say, you shouldn't be called upon to do that. You shouldn't feel obligated. There may be those who say, I'll support you. You know, your age doesn't matter. We'll muddle through together. So there are in the Pre-Act Your Age Journal that you can choose from to say how that might be, how something like that could play out in your future. It is not uncommon because it is something that happens typically more often than most people realize. Then it really is an aspect of aging. Another aspect of aging is ruts, routines, and favorites. So you can tell my voice goes low for ruts. I'm going to stick with that for the moment. And that would be, how does that rut impact you? Is it serving you? Is it a detriment to your well being? Is it something that you just want to hold on to because everything else keeps slipping out of your grasp? You've been through years, maybe decades of losses, loss of independence, loss of being able to make your decisions for yourself. Someone else is interfering, is assisting, is making your life more comfortable, and you just want to hang on to this one thing. So perhaps you will, as you project yourself into the future, your own future, the one that you want to live on your terms, you might ask yourself, am I able to climb out of that rut? Am I doing something that I used to think of as a favorite, and then it became routine, and now it is a canyon? Am I able to climb out of it? If that would be better for me, if that would be better for my relationships. Routines, they are so helpful at any age. You move from left to right, you've taken care of everything, you've checked off the boxes, you've got everything into your backpack, your purse, your briefcase, your trunk. Routines are great. Are you building a habit of flexibility? Are you starting now to think, hey, this is the best way for me to do a routine, to write it down or to verbalize it, or just to make sure that I kind of revisit it at least once a week, going through all those things that are important and making an order, organizing them, organizing yourself. And then there's the favorites that you don't want to lose. But if they are not within your grasp, can you adjust? Can you exchange them for a new favorite, a different favorite? It seems crazy because favorites are something that you've done for a long time. Well, not necessarily. You can have a new favorite, even after just a few minutes or a few hours of having a positive experience, something that nourishes the person that you are, and that makes you, well, maybe a little less grumpy. There's another aspect of aging, the last one that I'm going to refer to today, and that is increased occurrences of medical emergencies. I keep saying that it's you projecting yourself into the future. Think for a moment of someone else who you've been close to, who deals with aging. Maybe they deal with it well, in your opinion. And there are times when they are calling for an ambulance, maybe more often than they used to. Maybe they are calling for medical advice. Maybe they're rethinking, I don't feel myself today. And they start going through their own medications and trying to make decisions and maybe getting online to try to decide, would I feel better? Did I feel better when I did that? And they're maybe documenting this. And you think, boy, they're just using wisdom, they're gathering information, or you're really glad that they made that call to first responders because they could assess better whether that person was about to go into um, an emergency or an urgency that would have caused a difference in their quality of life, their length of life, or even just assuring their loved ones that when they really need it, they will make the call. I would like for you to look up the CEO of Caremanity. I'm not going to give you that name. There's a reason, because with the increased occurrences of medical emergencies, this is, of course, when something is going wrong or you're aware that something isn't right and it seems to be increasing in intensity faster than seems correct. Your inner voice is saying, this is not right. I really need a professional to assess me. So look up the CEO of Caremanity, the author of Met- Survive, How to Survive. I'm going to get it right. How to Survive 911 Medical Emergencies Before, During, and After. That is the title of that book. This is also the host of Best Success. Oh, I'm going to get this part right too. Doing It Best with Elder Care Success, something close to that. Anyway, through all of those, you will find this person who has been the author, the podcaster, and this is the easy one: File of Life. File of Life is 2 pages long. This is where you put all the information, what medications you're taking and where it's located, generally in your house, in the kitchen, in the bathroom, in your bedroom. This is where you put emergency phone numbers, just like you would fill out for a child. You're filling it out for yourself because right now your heart is pounding, your head is dizzy, you've got skin things going on, you're swelling up. You don't need to be trying to think of people's phone numbers. This is also where you list surgeries that you've had, parts of your body that have been replaced because you have maybe a new joint or you have something that you experience weekly, like for kidney difficulties, you might be doing dialysis. This is where all that information is placed. You can print that out for free. She has created now you know it's a female. She has created the most comprehensive pages that you could fill out so that emergency responders, it's something you could also take with you if you're driving yourself to the emergency room. You can take it with you so that all those questions can just be answered right in front of you, right in front of them. So that is, I've just given you a way to pre-act your age, to have that all written out, even if you don't feel like those medical emergencies are going to happen anytime soon. You've got the basis of the information. You can just add to it as things change with your health and with people and their phone numbers that you would rather they be contacted. So you've got a good start right there. I want to highlight one of the prompts in the journaling, and that is the defining line. This is not something that you're just going to find in the dictionary, although you could go to the Aging Better Network and look up information. There's a lot of lists there. And it is something defining line of that aspect of aging is entirely up to you. Who you are right now, if you were experiencing that at this age, what would that mean to you? How would it make you feel? How could it impact your relationships? So there are suggestions there that you can choose from, or you can just decide that you are going to come up with that yourself. And then you can go back and change it later as your situation, your life, your body, your feelings, your relationships, they'll all be adjusting and changing. So you get to go back in and change it yourself on that page with that aspect of aging. So I want to make sure that I tell you the next 3 aspects of aging for the next episode. They are hospice hospitality, the venting vortex, and peer pressure. At your age? Yes, your demographic is shoulding all over you again. SHOULD. They're shoulding all over you. It is an aspect of aging. I am Christine A. Smith. I became a published author at age 62. It's called The Act of Aging. And I became a podcaster at the same age. And the podcast is called Pre-Act Your Age. It's video podcasts, and there are guests who provide services and products and websites that will be helpful to you and helpful to other people you know that are experiencing aspects of aging. And not just at age 62, but for quite a while now, I am the aging enthusiast.